Here's something really fun, coaches. We see so many spectrums when it comes to pricing. And in our industry, it's not so easy to simply say, all right, let me look at my competition, because your competition could be so vast. For instance, you could be a money coach that just stepped into the marketplace 6 months ago. So are you really competing against me? Or are you competing maybe against someone who also stepped into the marketplace 6 months ago? Or are you competing with both? Here's what I want to say about pricing. Follow your heart. Seriously, nothing will make you feel more comfortable and confident about quoting your rates than if your heart told you to do it. I remember when I increased my rates to work with me, and it was a dream number. I couldn't believe that we could do it. However, I wasn't in peace. I asked one of my colleagues and I said, can you take a look at my rates? Can you look at my deliverables? Can you tap into my fulfillment? Do I have any gaps? Does it seem like this is a great value for you? She said, I think it's amazing. I took it to the market, people bought it, but I did not feel at peace with that number. Why? I asked myself, are you in a scarcity concept for yourself? And I thought, no, I feel abundant. I just don't feel like this number is mine. So what did I do? I lowered my rates. Not because I didn't believe I was worth enough or more. I lowered them to what felt divine in my heart. And what I knew for sure was that the type of client that Divine Order was bringing my way, they were going to bless me as much as I blessed them. I knew that if I said to myself, you know what? Make your rate this, and you get your payment 2 ways. They pay you in both their monthly coaching rate and in their energetic. Now, someone could argue, can't you have both? But it wasn't both that I wanted. I want to say to you, coaches, pick your race. You get to choose your own path and your own prosperity. Oftentimes, we can find that in this world of personal development, we can still stumble across the judgment of others, but other people's opinions are none of your business. Let's talk about a different extreme inside of the coaching industry. For instance, coaches who charge 6 figures to work with them for 6 months. Now, you may be looking at me going, oh my God, that would be a dream come true. And I felt the same way. I remember the first client that I charged over $250,000 to work with me for their first 6 months. I thought, oh my God, how did we get here? It honestly was a dream come true. Now, I want to talk to you about why. What made that a dream come true? Well, for years, I had been studying over and over and over again the psychology of what could really help humans create massive windfalls, what could make a difference for their path, and hyper specifically, what would make a difference for their path when it came to prosperity. Guess what I discovered? Proximity. The closer you are to the thing that you want to be, literally you see it in order to see it so that you can see it. And if you can get in proximity with the power that you deeply desire, you'll make it an ultimate reality for yourself. So I started to pay attention to how the lives and the realities and the results and the outcomes would shift when I showed up. I started to pay attention to my coaching methodologies, to my systems and my frameworks that would launch humans into a trajectory that they never knew they could reach. And I started to pay attention to the ripple. And I remember the day that my client called me and said, we did it. We had hit our first $1 million month with a client that I was coaching. Now, she went on to do many, many $1 million months and still does. And it was in that moment that I recognized that her proximity to my power had activated another realm of prosperity. So if you're a coach that is considering expanding your rates, look at the ripple. Look at what happens because you show up. Look at your systems, your frameworks, your techniques for how you teach. How repeatable is it? How scalable is it? How duplicatable is it? Have you systematized and have you simplified? When you do that, you give yourself permission to elevate and expand your rate and to do it with ease and with a tremendous sense of peace for your own path. Hey friends, if you want to know more about quantum energetics and how it can impact your pathway to prosperity, check out the link right below.